Welcome learners to the Library and Information Science program for senior secondary level. I am Dr. Akash Singh. In previous program, we learned about the modern library services. In this program, we will learn about library system and management. Basically, first of all, we should know about what is system. Let us understand library as a system. You must have seen various existing systems like political system, economic system, social system, education system, etc. We, the human being, are a biological system which has many subsystems like digestive system, blood system, circulatory system, repository systems, etc. So, the library is also a system. The primary objective of any library system is to collect, store, organize, retrieve and make available the information sources to the information users. A library as a system is a subsystem of some super system like an organization in any field, whether education, research or social services. It has its own subsystems such as acquisition system, circulation system, administration system, etc. So, the objective of these lessons are basically define about the library system, identify functions of library management, list various structural component of a library system and explaining about functioning of various sections of a library like acquisition section, technical section, processing section, circulation section, reference section, periodical maintenance section and administration and financial section. Basically, first of all, library is an organization which also follow the rule of management. So, the library management functions like any other organization. It do planning, controlling, leading, staffing and organizing. So, library management is the adoption of the principles and techniques of management to the library situation. It includes decision making and getting the work done by others. The 5 fundamental management functions are planning, organizing, staffing, leading and controlling, and the library management means efficient and effective management of material means information source, machinery, men means human resources, technology and money to meet the objective of the library. Thus, librarian as a manager performs all the functions of the manager or administrator. Henry Fayol explains principles of management like planning, organizing, staffing, leading also known as coordinating, controlling. Now, we will discuss in brief about all these functions. The first principle of management is planning. Planning includes formalization of goal, objectives, decision making for future strategies, policies and effective planning. The second principle is organizing. Organizing includes departmental line and staff functions, decentralization, committees and group decisions and effective organizing. The third principle of management is the staffing. As you know, it includes selection, job description, appointment, appointing personals, appraisal, developing library managers and organizational development. The fourth principle of management as explained by the Henry Fayol is leading. It basically deals with human factors, motivation, leadership and communication. The last or the fifth principle of Henry Fayol for the management is the controlling. It includes system and process of controlling, control techniques, control of overall performance and effective managing. Then the elements of management. In 1937, social scientist Luther Gulick and L. Orwick described 7 major activities and duties of any chief executives. Since then, the acronym POST-CORB is used to describe the 7 functions of managers referred to as the element of management. The acronym POST-CORB stands for planning, organizing, staffing, direction, coordinating, reporting and budgeting. So, these are the elements basically start from planning to organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, budgeting and reporting. These are the elements of the management. So, library system has three major components. As a management, we should know about how many components are there for a library. The first component is the reader, and the second component is its book, and third is its staff, for which we have to manage. As a librarian, we have to manage all the things. Here the books are the knowledge containers, readers are the knowledge seekers, and staff means the facilitators or providers of various library services to the users or the knowledge seekers. Whenever and whatever this trinity exists, a library is born. A library exists at a moment when three components of its trinity, like the readers, the books and the staff, are in purposive contact with one another. Library has different sections like acquisition section, technical processing section, circulation section, reference section, periodical section, maintenance section and administrative and finance section. So, we will discuss about all the section one by one. First we will discuss about the acquisition section. Every library has to build up a collection of information sources, means knowledge containers. These may be in part or in print or non-print or electronic format. Functions of acquisition section include selection, ordering, receiving, supplying, making or supplying, making order entries in the stock register and processing the bills for the payment. Acquisition of library material has three main check control, like availability of library fund, use of reading material and need of library users. The second section is the technical processing section. The newly acquired books are prepared for library use. For this purpose, these are classified, catalogued, entries filed in library catalog and books shelved on display racks or in the stake. As a visitor to the library, you may not be familiar of such function in a library because these functions are performed behind the scene. The next section is the circulation section. This section deal with membership work, issue and return of book, bespoken work and such related job. Generally, a specially designed circulation counter is used for doing circulation work. You are very much familiar with the section because you receive the maximum of dealing from library to meet larger part of your library needs at circulation counter. The next section is the reference section. This is also a very important section. Reference section collect and organize a number of reference books. Reference book is one which is not read like textbook for beginning to end. You refer to a reference book to know the answer of your specific query. This which may pertain to a word, term, person, place, concept or subject. You need to consult a dictionary, thesaurus, directory, yearbook, encyclopedia or such other type of reference book. The reference librarian is expected to provide right information to the right person at the right time. So, the next section we are going to discuss is the periodical section. Periodical section collect and organize a number of periodical published such as journal, magazine, newspaper. A periodical published like serial publication is published in continuity and with predefined periodicity such as daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, etc. A library first receives the current issue of the volume of a periodical publication. Later on, the completed volume may be got bound and shelved in the periodical section. The current issue are displayed in specially designed periodical racks. The next section is the maintenance section. Maintenance work is the backbone of any object, structure, organization, institution and so much so in a library also. You already know that after buying cloth or books or stationery or computer, you have to take special care of your possessions for their proper and prolonged use. In a library, maintenance section does regularly such a job as collection building, shelving and reshelving, dusting and cleaning, mending and building, weeding and stock verification. So, in just saying word, maintenance section is just look a small entity, but a maintenance section does a regular job as organizing of collection, shelving and reshelving, dusting and cleaning, mending and binding, weeding, stock verification. Now we will discuss about this maintenance section in a little bit brief. Basically, in maintenance section, collection is organized. A library take into consideration the nature of material and its use, and accordingly it organize its collection, reference collection, non-print material including electronic material, etc. Books in all such section beside the main collection are allotted a symbol for the type of collection which is put at the top of the call number of the item. So, the second work in the maintenance section is shelving and reshelving. All the items as reading material are arranged on shelf in a helpful order. The item used by users are to be restored in the proper position on the shelf. The next function of the maintenance section is dusting and cleaning. Dust and dirt which accumulates on the item on shelves are to be removed regularly at periodical gap. Dust free and well maintained library material not only attracts the users but also enhance its use. The next function of management section is mending and binding. At time the item in the collection suffer minor or major damage. These are to be got repaired. Mending is done for minor damage and binding is done for major damages to the document. With the help of mending and binding, the damaged items get renewed life. And another function of the maintenance section is weeding. Weeding is required for all such items which can no longer be put to use due to damage, beyond a repair, or have become outdated. The another and the most important function of the maintenance section is stock verification. When the library collection is put to maximum use, particularly in open access, some items are lost. These lost items create a great amount of problem for the users and the staff. An item lost shows the presence in the library catalog and other record, but it is not found on shelf. To identify for the lost item, stock verification of library materials required. Stock verification help in finding out what is as against what it was in the library collection. After such findings, the library records are to be updated in a view of the records of lost items. This help smooth flow of library use and library services. Next and the last section of the library is the administration and finance section. The purpose of the administration section is to promote those activities which relate to library administration and management issues in general. The section is intended to serve the needs of library staff, especially who supervise other staff. It helps management operations of other sections of the library. The administration and financial section maintains the record of the official file, diary and dispatch, library budget proposal, budgetary allocation, accounts of the library expenditure, stock registers. So, sections of the library functions in a various ways. Sections like reference section, circulation section, technical section, acquisition sections, and administration and financial sections. So, the functions of the administration and financial section is record and file keeping, diary and dispatch, allocation and expenditure, stock registers, caretaking of library property. Then the function of acquisition section is selection of book, ordering, receiving supply, accessing and processing bill. And the function of the technical processing is classification, cataloging, card filing and shelving. And the function of the circulation section is membership work, issuing means charging and returning means discharging. Function of reference sections are collection formation and the answering of the queries. So, the function of the periodical section is to recording receipt, display and the preparation of volume for binding. And the function for the maintenance section is the formation of collection, dusting and cleaning, mending and binding, weeding and stock verification. So, dear learners, in this unit we learnt a number of things. Now, we will discuss about that. We just learnt about definition and example of system, which is complex whole with the entity to serve a purpose and has interrelated and interdependent component. Library works as a system in a subsystem of some super system and is having its own subsystem. In library management, all principles and techniques of management are applied. Library managers performs all the 5 basic functions of management. Components of library systems are described. Library is a trinity, universe of knowledge seeker, universe of knowledge container and universe of service provider. It provides perpetual and lifelong education. Sections in a library are acquisition section, technical, processing, circulation, reference, periodical, maintenance and administration and financial section. Each section performs specialized library activities. Thank you learners for patiently listening and understanding about the module library system and management. We will meet in the next module. Till then, goodbye.
हिंदुस्तान के हर कोने में नौजवानों के पास प्रतिभा है, उन्हें अवसर चाहिए।
NIOS देता रहा है युवाओं को अवसर आगे बढ़ने का। NIOS से पढ़ने वाले इन युवाओं ने किया है संस्थान को गौरवान्वित। दिव्यांगों ने बन के दिखाया है सबल और आत्मनिर्भर। NIOS के साथ आप भी जुड़िए NIOS के संग।
घर बैठे पाएं राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान यानी NIOS में एडमिशन, वो भी एकदम आसान तरीके से, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को होगी समय और धन दोनों की बचत। NIOS से शिक्षा कभी भी कहीं भी। शिक्षार्थियों, क्या आप जानते हैं NIOS में एडमिशन लेने का सरल और सुगम तरीका, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को ऑनलाइन प्रवेश लेने में सहूलियत मिलती है। NIOS में प्रवेश की प्रक्रिया पूर्णतया ऑनलाइन है। शिक्षार्थी घर बैठे इंटरनेट द्वारा प्रवेश के लिए सबसे पहले NIOS की वेबसाइट www.nios.ac.in पर लॉगिन करें। अपना ईमेल आईडी और पासवर्ड डालकर अपना पंजीकरण करें। पंजीकरण के बाद लॉगिन करने पर ऑनलाइन प्रवेश हेतु आवेदन पत्र खुलेगा। आवेदन पत्र को निर्देशानुसार भरें और प्रिंट आउट लें। इस प्रिंट आउट पर अपनी फोटो संलग्न करें। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश के लिए शुल्क हेतु भुगतान के तरीके हैं: क्रेडिट कार्ड के द्वारा, डेबिट कार्ड के द्वारा, राष्ट्रीयकृत बैंक के ड्राफ्ट के माध्यम से, जो कि सचिव NIOS नई दिल्ली या नोएडा के पक्ष में देय हो। भरे हुए आवेदन पत्र के साथ साथ डिमांड ड्राफ्ट और संलग्न किए जाने वाले दस्तावेज हैं: जन्म रजिस्ट्रार के जिला कार्यालय से जारी जन्म प्रमाण पत्र की सत्यापित प्रति, जिसमें जन्म तिथि अंकित हो, पिछले विद्यालय से प्राप्त विद्यालय छोड़ने का प्रमाण पत्र, जिसमें आवेदक की जन्म तिथि लिखी हो। प्रवेश फॉर्म का प्रिंट आउट NIOS के संबद्ध क्षेत्रीय केंद्रों पर 10 दिनों में पहुंच जाना चाहिए, अन्यथा उचित दस्तावेज ना लगे होने पर आवेदन फॉर्म रद्द किया जा सकता है। प्रवेश प्रक्रिया की पुष्टि होने के बाद शिक्षार्थियों को परिचय पत्र व अध्ययन सामग्री डाक द्वारा तुरंत पहुंचाई जाती है। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश एक बहुत ही सुगम और सुविधाजनक प्रवेश प्रणाली है। ऑनलाइन ऑन टाइम फॉर सेफ एंड सिक्योर एडमिशन।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो, धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो। मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने।
घर बैठे पाएं राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान यानी NIOS में एडमिशन, वो भी एकदम आसान तरीके से, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को होगी समय और धन दोनों की बचत। NIOS से शिक्षा कभी भी कहीं भी। शिक्षार्थियों, क्या आप जानते हैं NIOS में एडमिशन लेने का सरल और सुगम तरीका, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को ऑनलाइन प्रवेश लेने में सहूलियत मिलती है। NIOS में प्रवेश की प्रक्रिया पूर्णतया ऑनलाइन है। शिक्षार्थी घर बैठे इंटरनेट द्वारा प्रवेश के लिए सबसे पहले NIOS की वेबसाइट www.nios.ac.in पर लॉगिन करें। अपना ईमेल आईडी और पासवर्ड डालकर अपना पंजीकरण करें। पंजीकरण के बाद लॉगिन करने पर ऑनलाइन प्रवेश हेतु आवेदन पत्र खुलेगा। आवेदन पत्र को निर्देशानुसार भरें और प्रिंट आउट लें। इस प्रिंट आउट पर अपनी फोटो संलग्न करें। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश के लिए शुल्क हेतु भुगतान के तरीके हैं: क्रेडिट कार्ड के द्वारा, डेबिट कार्ड के द्वारा, राष्ट्रीयकृत बैंक के ड्राफ्ट के माध्यम से, जो कि सचिव NIOS नई दिल्ली या नोएडा के पक्ष में देय हो। भरे हुए आवेदन पत्र के साथ साथ डिमांड ड्राफ्ट और संलग्न किए जाने वाले दस्तावेज हैं: जन्म रजिस्ट्रार के जिला कार्यालय से जारी जन्म प्रमाण पत्र की सत्यापित प्रति, जिसमें जन्म तिथि अंकित हो, पिछले विद्यालय से प्राप्त विद्यालय छोड़ने का प्रमाण पत्र, जिसमें आवेदक की जन्म तिथि लिखी हो। प्रवेश फॉर्म का प्रिंट आउट NIOS के संबद्ध क्षेत्रीय केंद्रों पर 10 दिनों में पहुंच जाना चाहिए, अन्यथा उचित दस्तावेज न लगे होने पर आवेदन फॉर्म रद्द किया जा सकता है। प्रवेश प्रक्रिया की पुष्टि होने के बाद शिक्षार्थियों को परिचय पत्र व अध्ययन सामग्री डाक द्वारा तुरंत पहुंचाई जाती है। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश एक बहुत ही सुगम और सुविधाजनक प्रवेश प्रणाली है। ऑनलाइन ऑन टाइम फॉर सेफ एंड सिक्योर एडमिशन।
हिंदुस्तान के हर कोने में नौजवानों के पास प्रतिभा है, उन्हें अवसर चाहिए।
NIOS देता रहा है युवाओं को अवसर आगे बढ़ने का। NIOS से पढ़ने वाले इन युवाओं ने किया है संस्थान को गौरवान्वित। दिव्यांगों ने बन के दिखाया है सबल और आत्मनिर्भर NIOS के साथ। आप भी जुड़िए NIOS के संग।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो,
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय का है द्वार खुला सबकी खातिर।
शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर।
शिक्षा और परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता